You think you're the only one playing the game? You're not. She's doing no contact too right now. While you're sitting there wondering if she'll reach out, she's doing the same thing, and that changes everything. Before we go deeper, subscribe because most men won't hear this, and you're not most men. Hit that button now. Let's continue. Here's what you need to understand: no contact isn't a strategy. It's not a trick. It's not something you do to win her back. It's something you do to win yourself back. But when she's also silent, when she's also waiting, that's when men panic. They think silence means she's moved on. They think distance means she doesn't care. They check her social media. They analyze her stories. They look for signs. And they lose themselves in the process. Let me tell you something. If she's doing no contact too, she's thinking, she's processing, she's reflecting on what you were and what you weren't. She's asking herself questions. Did I make a mistake? Was he really that bad? Could we have worked? But here's the part that matters. She's also watching you. Not directly, not obviously, but she's paying attention to how you move, to how you carry yourself, to whether you fall apart or stand tall. And this is where most men fail. They think no contact is about her. It's not. It's about you. It's about becoming someone who doesn't need her validation, someone who doesn't crumble without her attention, someone who exists fully, powerfully, independently. Because here's the truth. If you're doing no contact to manipulate her, you've already lost. If you're doing it to make her jealous, you've already lost. If you're doing it with one eye on her reaction, you've already lost. Real no contact is internal. It's a shift in your identity. It's not about ignoring her. It's about prioritizing yourself so completely that she becomes secondary. Not out of spite, not out of anger, but out of self-respect. Now, let's talk about what happens when she's silent too. Most men assume she's fine. They assume she's happy. They assume she's moved on. But women process differently than men. They don't move on quickly. They replay everything, every conversation, every moment, every feeling. And when they go silent, it's rarely because they don't care. It's because they care too much. They're protecting themselves. They're building walls. They're testing to see if you'll chase. And if you do, if you break, if you reach out desperately, you confirm every doubt she had about you. You prove that you're not grounded. You prove that you need her more than you need yourself. And that is the ultimate attraction killer. Because women are not attracted to need. They're attracted to want. There's a difference. Need is weak. Want is strong. Need says, I can't survive without you. Want says, I'm complete, but I choose. You see, the difference? When you're needy, you're collapsing inward. When you're wanting, you're expanding outward. And she can feel that even through silence. So if she's doing no contact too, good, let her. Let her sit with her thoughts. Let her wonder about you. Let her question her decision. But don't sit there waiting for her to crack. Don't sit there hoping she'll reach out first, because that's still giving her all the power. And a man who's truly grounded doesn't give his power away. He holds it. He uses it to build, to grow, to become. Here's what you do instead. You focus on your mission, not as a distraction, not as a way to cope, but as the core of who you are. Your purpose isn't her. It never was. She was a part of your life, but she's not the center of it. Your work is the center. Your health is the center. Your growth is the center. Your integrity is the center. And when you operate from that place, something shifts. You stop checking your phone every 5 minutes. You stop obsessing over what she's doing. You stop replaying the past. You start living in the present. And that energy, that shift, she feels it. Even if she's not watching, even if she's blocked you, even if she's told herself she's done, she feels the change in you, because energy doesn't lie. And when a man stops chasing, when he truly stops, it creates a vacuum, a space where she has to confront her own feelings without your presence clouding them, without your texts validating her, without your attention feeding her ego. And that's when the real reflection happens. She starts to remember the good, not the fights, not the problems, the moments when you were strong, the moments when you made her feel safe, the moments when she saw your potential. But here's the critical point. Even if she comes back, even if she reaches out, you can't go back to who you were. You can't collapse into relief. You can't drop your Standards, you can't forget why you're doing this because no contact isn't about getting her back. It's about getting yourself back. And if she can't meet you at that level, if she can't respect the man you've become, then she's not the one. Clears throat. And that has to be okay. You have to be okay with losing her. Not because you don't care, but because you care about yourself more. That's not selfish, that's self-respect. And self-respect is the foundation of everything. Without it, you have nothing. With it, you have everything. Now, let's address the fear. The fear that if you don't reach out, she'll forget you. The fear that if you stay silent, she'll move on. The fear that someone else will take your place. That fear is normal, but it's also a lie. Because if she can forget you that easily, she wasn't yours to begin with. If she can replace you that quickly, she never valued you. And if someone else can step in and fill your role, then you weren't irreplaceable. And that's the goal, to become irreplaceable. Not through manipulation, not through games, but through genuine growth, through becoming the kind of man who doesn't need to play games, the kind of man who knows his worth, the kind of man who walks away from anything that doesn't honor him. And when you become that man, you stop caring about the outcome. You stop obsessing over whether she reaches out. You stop wondering if she misses you because you're too busy building a life that you're proud of, a life that doesn't revolve around her, a life that stands on its own. And when she sees that, if she sees that, she'll realize what she lost. Not because you told her, not because you posted about it, but because it's undeniable. It's in the way you move, the way you speak, the way you exist. And that's more powerful than any text you could send, more powerful than any explanation, more powerful than any plea, because it's real. It's earned. It's you. Now, let's talk about the temptation to break no contact, the temptation to check in, the temptation to see how she's doing. It will come usually late at night, usually when you're tired, usually when you're lonely, and it will feel justified. It will feel like the right thing to do, but it's not. It's your ego. Your ego wants validation. It wants to know it still matters. It wants to confirm that she still cares. But real strength isn't about confirming, it's about knowing. Knowing that whether she cares or not, you're good. Knowing that whether she reaches out or not, you're whole. Knowing that your value isn't determined by her response. And when you operate from that knowing, you don't need to reach out. You don't need to check. You don't need to confirm. You just move forward with or without her. And that's the ultimate freedom because you're no longer controlled by her actions. You're no longer reactive. You're no longer waiting, you're creating, you're building, you're living, and that's what she notices. Not your silence, your presence, the presence you have in your own life, the energy you bring to everything you do, the way you show up for yourself. That's what makes her reconsider. Not the games, not the distance, the growth, but here's what you need to accept. Like, she might not come back, she might stay silent forever, she might move on completely, and you have to be okay with that. You have to be willing to lose her to keep yourself, because if you're not willing to lose her, you've already lost yourself. And a man without himself has nothing to offer, not to her, not to anyone. So the question isn't, what if she's doing no contact to? The question is, what are you doing with this time? Are you using it to grow, or are you using it to obsess? Are you building yourself up, or are you tearing yourself down? Are you becoming stronger, or are you becoming weaker? Because that's the only thing that matters. Not her silence, your growth, not her actions, your actions, not her feelings, your integrity. And if you focus on that, if you truly commit to that, everything else falls into place. Either she comes back to a better version of you, or she doesn't. And you're still better either way. That's the goal, to win no matter what. To become the kind of man who doesn't lose. Not because he always gets the girl, but because he always gets himself. And that's more valuable than any relationship, more valuable than any validation, more valuable than any temporary high, because it's permanent, it's yours, it can't be taken away. So stop worrying about what she's doing, stop analyzing her silence, stop trying to read between the lines. Just focus on you, on your mission, on your purpose, on becoming undeniable. And if she's meant to be part of that, she will be. And if she's not, someone better will. But either way, you win because you chose yourself. And that's the most powerful choice you can make. So do this. Stop checking her social media. Stop asking mutual friends about her. Stop replaying the past. Start working out harder. Start focusing on your career. Start building the life you actually want, not the life you think will impress her, the life that fulfills you. Because when you're fulfilled, you're attractive. When you're desperate, you're repellent. It's that simple. So be fulfilled, be whole, be complete, and let her wonder, let her question, let her come to her own conclusions, because the man who's too busy building doesn't have time to chase. And the man who doesn't chase is the man she wants. That's the paradox. The less you need her, the more she wants you. The more you focus on yourself, the more attractive you become. The stronger your frame, the weaker her resistance. But it only works if it's real, if it's genuine, if it's not a tactic, because women can sense inauthenticity. They can feel when you're pretending, and that's worse than being needy. So don't pretend, actually become, actually grow, actually change, and then you won't need to wonder. You'll know your worth, you'll know your value, you'll know that whether she's doing no contact or not, you're good, because you're not defined by her, you're defined by you, and that's the only definition that matters. If this resonated with you, subscribe, because there's more where this came from, and you're gonna need it. Stay strong, stay grounded, stay focused. You've got this.